Join us and discover beautiful beaches, rugged landscapes, pretty towns, desolate mountain ranges that sweep down to stunning lakes, unique architecture, history and folklore, no shamrocks, no shillelaghs, and definitely no shenanigans, just naked Ireland.
We're taking a little drive through Belfast here. I'll give those of you who have visited Belfast a chance to spot some of the sights, and those that have never been here can see the place for the first time. The first place of interest is the Crown Bar, immediately on our right here on the corner, an establishment I consider the best pub in the world. And then the infamous Europa Hotel on our left here, the most bombed hotel in the world, having suffered 36 bomb attacks during the period of the Troubles. And there's the Opera House as well on the corner. It too was badly damaged in one of the attacks. And you can't really see it here, but we have the Royal Belfast Academical Institution, or INST school, on the left here, set back a bit from the road. It's kind of a posh boys' school. And then we stop in front of the statue of the Black Man. The statue, commonly known as the Black Man, is actually of Presbyterian minister Dr. Henry Cook. And in fact, this nickname is deeply ironic, since Cook was by all accounts an extremely intolerant figure in our local history. The original Black Man statue was of Lord Belfast, a public-spirited, benevolent man, who the town council had removed from its plinth in 1874 and replaced with the hideous Cook, as Lord Belfast's liberal and benevolent tendencies did not align with their own bigoted agenda. The original statue was called the Black Man presumably because it was black, and it now resides in the Belfast City Hall, just down here on the right. And there it is, the wonderful Belfast City Hall, all lit up and looking magnificent. Anyone interested can take a guided tour of the building, and I'd recommend that. It's as beautiful inside as out. So this is Donegal Place, and we're going to drive around the City Hall. You can see the Ulster Bank headquarters on the left here, all lit up in purple for some reason. But what a lovely building. Actually, there are lots of banks around this area. Heading along the back of the City Hall now, and there's a bank that's just ahead of us that featured in one of the UK's biggest heists. It's now called the Danske Bank. You can see it here on the right, but it was the Northern Bank when it was robbed, reputedly by the IRA, who nicked a mere 26.5 million from it in 2004. Not a bad day's work. We're turning into the Dublin Road now, and immediately on our right we have one of Belfast's newest and most expensive hotels, the Grand Central Hotel. You need deep pockets to stay in there. And then on the left hand side of the road we have the Ulster Hall, one of Ireland's top concert venues. Over the years it's featured everything from important political rallies, boxing, wrestling and rock and classical concerts. And there's the BBC's main Ormeau Avenue building on the left, a very beautiful building. And onwards up the Dublin Road. There used to be a multi-screen cinema just on our left here, where all the little modular spaces are now. It was demolished recently, and yet it wasn't that long since it was constructed, the 80s or 90s. So it just shows you what the life expectancy of some modern buildings is today. Whereas a building that's constructed with integrity, like the City Hall, will be with us for hundreds of years. A couple of pubs here on our left, not particularly old pubs or notable, but they seem popular nonetheless. The Points and the Shebeen. Now we're coming up to Shaftesbury Square, which is the junction of the Dublin Road, Great Victoria Street, Donegal Pass, Botanic Avenue, Sandy Row and Bradbury Place. We're starting to get into the Queen's student area from this point onwards. Now just on the left here is a very well known bar called Lavery's. It's popular with students, but actually generations of young Belfast people from all parts of town have hung out here. It's an institution. You could go straight up here past Queen's, but we're going to turn right onto the bottom of the Lisburn Road and just drive a little way up here. Sandy Row is just on our right now, but we're heading straight up towards the City Hospital and then turning left into Elmwood Avenue, one of the big streets that take you up to the university. This is a beautiful broad tree-lined street, and at the top of it, on the left-hand corner, we see the brand new Queen's Students' Union. This is quite an addition to the Queen's real estate, but a great boost to student life in the city as well. Now immediately in front of you, you can see the amazing Queen's Lanyon building, designed by Charles Lanyon. This place looks fabulous all lit up at night, but take a walk around this building at any time of the day, it's really beautiful. Out onto the University Road now, and you can see the impressive front of the Union building on our left again. There's a lot of Georgian architecture around this part of town. In fact, although we haven't turned right into University Square, which is an extremely impressive terrace of Georgian houses owned by the university, I'd recommend you pay that a visit if architecture is your thing. The Queen's Film Theatre is also housed in one of these houses, which is a great place to go for a drink and see a film. In fact, we're turning into the Crescent, and that's the Crescent Arts Centre, the amazing stone building on the corner. This street takes us down to Botanic Avenue, one of South Belfast's most animated areas. The pub in the corner is Town Square, and the red brick building immediately across the road is the Empire, which hosts gigs and comedy nights. Out into Botanic Avenue then, so called as it runs up to the Botanic Gardens, and you'll notice here that this street is absolutely full of cafes, restaurants and fast food outlets, although many of them seem to be closed at the moment. We leave our tour at the junction of University Street. I hope this has been interesting. Please feel free to give it a like if it has, and don't forget to subscribe to offer your support to the channel, and I'll see you soon for the next Naked Ireland video.